Good morning, everyone. Oh, yes! Welcome to Royal Roads University. We begin our gathering in a good way by acknowledging that we are on the ancestral lands of the Kosapsum and Lekwungen families. We thank them for their graciousness in hosting us here. Now, you've all heard a land acknowledgement like that before, I'm sure, and you will hear more of those today in the ceremony. These are our ways of acknowledging with respect and gratitude the people whose lands we have the privilege of being on as a small sign of reconciliation. And though you'll feel like maybe I've heard that before, we are really doing that on purpose. My name is Roberta Mason, and I am Vice Provost, Student and Academic Services here at Royal Roads University, and I will be your guide through today's ceremony. You'll see me pop up and sit down and pop up and sit down. There will be speeches. Before we begin, I have a few points to share with you. First off, if you haven't already done so, would you please go ahead and there's a QR code you can scan for the program because it's part of our initiatives to make our ceremony more environmentally friendly. I think you may also have had a chance to do so on your way in. In a few minutes, I'll ask you to rise if you're comfortable to do so as the graduates and the academic platform party come into the auditorium, and please remain standing. And last but not least, and I'm sure you're all expecting this one, if you haven't already done so, please turn off your cell phones or other devices that make noise. We don't want to disturb our friends in the auditorium or to be embarrassed ourselves. So we ask that you do that as well. We want you to enjoy today's ceremony. This is for you and your graduate, and we hope that you will take away with you the smile, the joy, and the pride in the accomplishments of your graduate and yourselves in supporting them to get to this day. Thanks very much. And they're here. All right, we are ready. Please rise, if you are comfortable to do so, and remain at your seat as the academic party enters. Please join me in welcoming Asmanahai Antoine, our Director of Indigenous Engagement, who will begin our ceremony.
Thank you, Sister Dr. Roberta Mason. Let's begin our ceremony with a recorded message from Songhees elder Uquilatum Butchdick.
Asiem nu chielicha, asiem nu shwalqua, haishqua quansanat techel la quangan tanach, haishka siem nu quilia. So thank you, gods, for allowing me to be part of your ceremony today. I know it's been very difficult in the past few years, but your accomplishment doesn't go unrecognized. I'm standing here to offer the congratulations of myself, my family, and the Songhees Nation. Congratulations. Haishka.
Kleko for that recording. Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, let's do that again. Good morning. The coffee hasn't kicked in yet. That is much better. Welcome. Board of Governors, Chancellor Chan, Executive, President Steenkamp, Deans, faculty, associate faculty, staff, family, friends, and graduates. It is an honor to be able to be standing here before you to start our ceremony with a small sign of reconciliation. I am grateful to the elders and the old ones, from the members of the Heron People Circle, including Uquilatum Butchdick from Songhees Nation. I am grateful to the ancestors of these lands from Songhees and Esquimalt, the Lekwungen-speaking people. I am grateful each and every day. Please be seated. Protocols is really important for Royal Roads University. Local protocols. Beginning with the local protocol is one of the gifts that I am grateful to keep on learning. Yesterday, there was a theme that was going around in a ceremony that I emceed, and it was adapt, evolve, and move forward. Protocols is part of that. I stood here 10 years ago, well, not in this auditorium, another one, and I was really grateful to start the journey for Royal Roads University to educate and to teach about what local protocols mean from the Lekwungen-speaking people. Today, as I continue to give those teachings and the ongoing lessons of that, I want you, as our guests and our visitors, to think about where your feet are planted. Think about the ancestors of these lands, the history of these lands, all the way to today, leaving those imprints and those footprints that you leave as you begin the next chapter in your journey, graduates. I am grateful to your family and friends who have joined you to celebrate you. My name, Asmanahai, means caring for precious ones, and it comes from my late mother, Vera Thompson's family from Toquat Nation of New Chilnoth lands. My last name, Antoine, comes from my late father, Eugene Antoine, from Saika's Nation from Carrier, Sekani lands. I am the Director of Indigenous Engagement for Royal Roads University. I've been a proud family member for the past 10 years. I want to extend my congratulations to all of the graduates who are sitting in front of me. Your journey to get here has been a long one. I know I'm a student. My house has never looked cleaner when I decided to procrastinate. My heading off to get coffee with a friend, heading off to go visit family rather than writing the paper. But overall, the papers still got complete. Congratulations on your journey. Job well done. Stay strong, stay beautiful, and please stay connected. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Asmanahai. And now, Aidan, would you come join us, please? Aidan Holt of the Victoria Conservatory of Music is going to lead us in the singing of O Canada.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you so much, Aidan. Please be seated. It is now my honor to introduce President and Vice Chancellor, Dr. Philip Steenkamp.
Thank you so much, Roberta, and a huge warm welcome to all of you here today. We're trying a fancy new teleprompter today, which doesn't seem to be working at the moment, so I'm going to resort to some written notes. If I could have those. Thank you. Oh, here we go. Okay. So, Mr. Chancellor, honored guests, faculty, staff, proud families, and of course, graduates. I also want to acknowledge our presence here on the lands of the Lekwungen-speaking peoples. It is truly an honor to be able to live, work, and learn on these lands each and every day. And I'm hoping you've all had the opportunity to experience the beauty of this incredible place that we call Royal Roads University. Could I have the, thanks. Thank you. This is better. I'm more familiar with these. So I really do hope you've had the opportunity to soak in this place one more time and you've been able to show your friends and family these remarkable grounds, gardens, and woods. And I'm sure you've got a special place here that you go back to. I know I do too. You know, some place that has particular meaning for you. And if you're here with your family or friends, share that place with them and share that meaning with them and hold that sense of meaning as you leave here as well. And I hope it won't be for the last time. But whether you return to this campus in person or through some collaboration from the other side of the planet or through the network of relationships you've built over your time here, this is only one chapter in your lifelong relationship with Royal Roads University. For now, though, you leaving, ready to take on the world. But what does ready mean in the world today? You know, for a very long stretch of human history, it meant having a particular set of skills, the ability to do certain useful and valuable things. Our ancestors over the years would learn skills like hunting, tanning hides, cooking meals, cobbling shoes, mending clothing, herding sheep, or smelting ore. And when they reached a certain level of proficiency in those skills, they were ready. And they might get better at those skills. They might get better, for instance, faster at fixing a roof or more proficient at bringing in the herd. But the skills themselves would stay pretty much the same over their entire lifetimes and their children's lifetimes and their grandchildren's lifetimes. But then things began to change. Our lives began to rely on technologies that evolved, at first slowly. From steam engines to railways and steamboats and then to air travel, from the printing press to the telegraph to the telephone to radio to television, from manual harvesting to the reaper to the combine harvester, and from the vacuum tube to the first computer to the personal computer. These were all journeys that spanned decades. But we still thought about readiness in terms of having skills, knowing a trade, having a profession, or the idea that so many parents had a generation ago that if their kids, quote, just knew computers, they would be set for life. And today that hope sounds quaint. Back then, it was passed for career advice. Nowadays, we just take it for granted that the pace of technological change is blindingly fast. Instead of measuring tectonic technological shifts in decades, they come in years or even months. Over the last while, the exemplars of that pace of change have been at different times computer hardware, network mobile computing, genetic engineering, and big data. And today, with very good reason, it's artificial intelligence. And the capabilities of AI are growing exponentially to the point where even leading voices in the field were suggesting that we tap the brakes. What we're still wrapping our minds around is how widespread the ramifications of those changes are. They escape their narrow silos very quickly. And I can't think of a single field of human endeavor that won't be changed soon by AI. And we also seen the pace of change, this pace of change, well outside the field of technology. Social and political change is happening just as quickly, in some ways for the better, but we also seen democracies crumble and authoritarianism rise. We've seen rapid changes in our climate and in our environment as the impact of human activity has scaled to a new planetary level. And we've seen governments, businesses, institutions, and communities scrambling to keep up. So it's long past time for us to re-examine what ready means. Because readiness for the kind of future you're facing is on a whole different level from possessing a set of skills and competencies. What does ready mean in a world where generative AI can ace bar exams and write compelling business cases? What does ready mean in a world where shorelines and riverbeds aren't fixed geographical features? I would argue that today ready does mean possessing skills, but it also means the capacity to learn new ones. And more than that, the capacity to quickly identify what those skills are and also how to develop them. Today, ready means the ability to see and synthesize information about the world around you and project it forward a month, a year, a decade, or longer. It means the ability to adapt to change and see the opportunities to shape it. It means the ability to stay focused on big goals and basic values, on humanity, justice, and equity in a world where the landscape is constantly shifting. And it means the ability to connect authentically with each other, to collaborate across disciplines, across differences of background, perspectives, and opinions, to address problems much larger than ourselves. It means, in short, those larger encompassing skills that you have built and demonstrated in your time here. So graduates, on behalf of the faculty, the staff, and the entire community of Royal Roads University, congratulations on your achievement. We wish you all the very best of success, and we can't wait to see what you accomplish. Because in that fuller, broader sense of the word ready, knowing the work you've thrown yourselves into heart and soul over these past several months, we have every confidence that you are indeed ready for this world. And this world, with its profound changes and its glimmers of hope, is more than ready for you. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Steenkamp. Thank you for reminding us of the challenges of this world, but tying to how these graduates before us can help make that change. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Nelson Chan, our Chancellor, who will add to these words of inspiration.
Thank you, Rebecca. Maybe before I get started, I'm just going to take a picture. There's not a lot of people that get the same angle that I get, so, oh heck, why not? I have a great collage from every convocation that I've done to do that, so hopefully you'll follow me and you can find yourself on that. Oh, that was a shameless plug, shameless plug. Good morning, everyone, elders, and honored guests, President Steenkamp, Royal Roads University faculty, staff, friends and family, and especially our graduates. It's my sincere pleasure to welcome you here today. There's no happier occasion we celebrate than the graduation of Royal Roads students. Friends and family, you may have heard stories about those from those graduating today about how hard they worked, how much our programs demanded, not only of themselves in time, but also in imagination, creation, and collaboration. I want to assure you that whatever you've heard, it was an understatement. Our graduates have more than earned what they are here what we're here to present them today. And graduates, let me be one in a very long line of folks ready to offer my congratulations upon what you have achieved. It's sometimes said that our characters are the sum of the choices we've made. If that's true, then your presence here today speaks very well of your character, because it's the result of some excellent choices that you've made. I'd like to talk a little bit about choices, the ones you've made and the ones you'll make in the future. Years from now, you'll be able to look back at the choices that brought you here today, and I hope you'll do so with pride, because you chose something harder than the path of least resistance. You chose to reach past yourself and collaborate with others. In the very act of choosing a university focused on making change, positive, tangible change in the world, you said something about your own character. You said something about the kind of future that you want, not only for yourselves, but for others. You chose to be a change maker in times like these, and that is a decision worthy of congratulations. But this wouldn't be a convocation address if I didn't accompany those congratulations with a challenge. The challenge, graduates, is to keep making the kind of choices that you've made that led you here today, and to double down. I play a lot of poker. Our world is in dire need of leaders who choose the harder path, who don't choose to remain in their silos, but choose to connect across distances and across disciplines, who see great crises and threats of our time and choose to confront them, choose not to pull away, but instead to lean in. From climate change to food insecurity, from inequality to the impact of artificial intelligence, from the challenge and the opportunity of reconciliation, to the rise and hate of intolerance around the world. What path will you choose? I get emotional about this. If we pull away or ignore these challenges, we'll see our choices narrow very quickly, or quite possibly to no choices at all. But if we lean in and address these great challenges with skill, with courage, and with compassion, our opportunities and options will expand dramatically. And let me underline compassion. Choice is inextricably linked to privilege. There are many people in our community and many more around the world whose choices are extremely constrained. Broadening their choices, expanding their opportunities to everyone is a fundamental part of leadership. And I see a room full of leaders. These are difficult challenges. Choose to persist. Choose hope. Choose hope that human ingenuity, cooperation, and compassion can affect tremendous changes. Choose to hope that you, your colleagues, can be part of those changes. Choose to hope that you can play a part, large or small, in shaping a better future. That's ultimately the choice that brought you here, to this proud day and to this beautiful place. I ask you to make that choice again and again and again. It will not steer you wrong, and it may very well help you to steer us right. Graduates, I wish you all the very best the future can offer. I can't wait to see what the future holds, but for today, congratulations on a job very well done.
Thank you, Chancellor Chan. To be reminded of choice is an act of hope, isn't it? It's lovely to see your faces as our speakers remind us of the power we have to make change. Thank you so much for doing that for us. It's now my pleasure to share congratulations from the Honourable Selina Robinson, Minister of Post-Secondary Education and Future Skills here in the province of British Columbia, through a video.
Hello, I'm Selina Robinson, Minister of Post-Secondary Education and Future Skills. Greetings from the traditional territory of the Lekwungen-speaking peoples, the Songhees and Esquimalt First Nation. On behalf of Premier David Eby and the Government of British Columbia, a big congratulations on your graduation from Royal Roads University. This is an incredible accomplishment, and you should be very proud of the work that you have done to reach this moment. Your graduation means that you can take your experiences, your education, your friendships, and your determination to make a positive difference for yourself, your family, and your community. Royal Roads is renowned for its focus on building a community that is respectful of our differences and providing education to address real-world issues. As graduates, you have equipped yourselves with relevant knowledge and skills to secure rewarding jobs in the field of your choosing. This is an incredible time to enter the workforce, with opportunities in a wide range of sectors. Over the next decade, we are expecting over 1 million new job openings in British Columbia, and 80% of these jobs, they'll require post-secondary education or skills training. You're in a great position to take advantage of the world of opportunities there for people here in British Columbia. Be proud of what you've accomplished. I wish all the very best as you pursue your dreams and make big things happen. Congratulations once again, and good luck to all of you.
Now, we are pleased to confer the Honorary Doctorate of Laws degree today. It is my honor to introduce Dr. Jeffrey Bird, who will present the honorary degree candidate, Jody Thomas.
Good morning, everyone. It is my honor to speak to the achievements and contributions of National Security and Intelligence Advisor to the Prime Minister, Jody Thomas. Jody, your service, dedication, and contribution to Canada spans 4 decades across many important government departments. At every step of your journey, your exemplary character, strong values, honesty, and concern for others has created an extraordinary example of public service and leadership to Canadians. You have created positive change throughout your career, uplifting those around you and redefining the culture of underrepresentation of women and others to serve our country at the most senior levels of government. What is intriguing for many is that your career journey started in the early 1980s, quite prophetically, in the engine room of a Canadian Navy ship as a diesel mechanic. From those early days in the Royal Canadian Naval Reserve that ultimately led to an officer's commission, your career sped forward to Public Works and Procurement, Passport Canada, the Canadian Coast Guard, the Department of National Defence, and now the Privy Council Office. As one of the first cohorts of women to serve at sea, you have seen and contributed to much positive change. Some 3 decades later, you achieved a significant milestone by becoming the first female commissioner of the Canadian Coast Guard. As a senior public servant, you helped to create a legacy of equity and inclusion and have supported the advancement of women to the most senior positions in our armed forces and the broader public service. You have also advocated for the federal government's recognition of victims and survivors of sexual assault, harassment, and discrimination in the armed forces. As Deputy Minister of National Defense, your formal apology marked a turning point in military culture. The apology was significant because it was heartfelt and provided genuine hope for a safe, equitable, and inclusive future. From the letters of support we received for your nomination, it's apparent that you lead with conviction and accountability at a time when these values seek a champion. Your attentiveness to the well-being of your colleagues is personified in your daily interactions. As an advocate for mental health and wellness, you encourage your associates to bring their whole selves to work, creating a positive space of acceptance for those around you. As a senior public servant, you have found yourself at the center of a perfect storm in recent years, faced with responding to some of the most critical domestic and international decisions in recent Canadian history. These include Canada's security posture concerning the war in Ukraine, critical intelligence and counsel to the Prime Minister and Cabinet during the occupation in Ottawa, which ultimately led to the Emergencies Act, response by the Canadian Forces to wildfires and national disasters across Canada, the COVID-19 pandemic, and concerns over Canada's sovereignty in the Arctic. Other challenges you have faced are not open to public consumption. The burden of responsibility rests with you to advise the government in the best interests of the nation. Many would struggle with the breadth and weight of decision-making required of you every day. You do it with grace. But it is family that is most central to your life, where you gain your strength, and yet you are always on duty to the nation, often pulled away from family and friends to attend to issues of the highest importance. Your job requires you to move through personal challenges, even grief. We admire your dedication to others as you carry forward with your unwavering service to Canada. It is time for us to recognize you for what you do and who you are. Thank you for continuing to advocate for what is right and for exemplifying the character and courage to lead in the way this era demands. It is for these reasons and your exemplary service that Royal Roads University today awards you the degree Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. I would now like to turn it over to our Chancellor of Royal Roads University to confer the degree.
Jody Thomas, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Royal Roads University Act, and in accordance with the recommendation of the Board of Governors of Royal Roads University, I confer upon you the degree of Honor of Laws, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and honors here and elsewhere appertaining. Jody Thomas will now be hooded by Dr. Veronica Thompson, Vice President, Academic and Provost. I'll now take this opportunity to ask President Steenkamp to present Jody Thomas with her honorary degree. Before I call upon Dr. Jody Thomas to make the convocation address, I will share a brief story. We had an opportunity to meet with Dr. Thomas and her family last night, and with a number of folks from the university. I can tell you, if you've ever wanted to be humbled with her accomplishments, the most pressing question for Jodie Thomas was, are there aliens? Because Canada was recently debriefed on Area 51 by the Pentagon. And the most pressing question for me is, what kind of bow tie are you wearing tomorrow? So with that, and it's with absolute pleasure and honor that I would call upon Dr. Jodie Thomas, apologies, to address the convocation. Please.
I need to take a minute. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Chancellor Chan, President and Vice Chancellor Steenkamp, members of the Board of Governors, esteemed members of the Platform Party, my dear friend, Dr. Jeffrey Bird, and most importantly, you, the students who are graduating from Royal Roads University today. I'm enormously honored to be here. This recognition is overwhelming. It's all the more significant to me in that I could not have attended Royal Roads Military College when I was a university student because it did not accept women. I can easily connect my mission to bring equality to the workplace and gender balance to the national security community to experiences such as not being able to attend a Canadian academic institution simply because of my gender. As I'll share with you today, we've come a very long way in the fight for gender equity, but not just equity, inclusion and belonging for everyone, and yet we have miles to go. I am the National Security and Intelligence Advisor to the Prime Minister. Usually at this point, I'd make some sort of self-deprecating joke, like who would have thought it was a good idea to put me in this job? But not this morning. In this present company, I'm going to lean into the fact that the path to become the Prime Minister's Intelligence Advisor took a long time, a lot of hard work, some sacrifices, particularly by my family, and the occasional sharp elbow. As I see all of you eager graduates completing this major accomplishment, I think of my path, why and how I am here. A key moment in my life's trajectory came at the age of 17 during my summer vacation. Yes, it was a very long time ago. I had been left with a list of chores to do in my parents' absence. Now, in my defense, it was a beautiful day. I was on vacation, and we had just moved for the third time in 3 years. That didn't seem to matter to my parents when they came home after their day of work to find me floating on a raft in the pool, not a single chore completed. I come from a naval family. The very next week, I was signed up to be in the Naval Reserves. It was not a punishment, although I wasn't convinced of that at the time. But it was a push towards finding some direction, structure, and a bit of work ethic. I was, as Dr. Bird said, amongst the first cohort of women allowed to go to sea in the RCN. It was not always fun. It came with hardship and challenges that I could not process at the time. We, my shipmates, and I put up with a lot, too much really, simply to have a chance and to have a seat at the table. And if you'd asked me way back then if I thought I'd be the NSIA today, my answer would have been a hard no. But once I made the decision I was going to progress, it happened more quickly than anyone, least of me, would have expected. It helped enormously that I am blessed with an extraordinary family who guided my path with overt support and encouragement, or more frequently, by ignoring me, ensuring that I did not become overly self-important. And while they believed in what I was doing, at home I was still just mom. My career was really quite unremarkable. I spent a big chunk of my time at Passport Canada, but I admit the call of the sea was always at the back of my mind. I ended up at the Canadian Coast Guard and went through a process that saw me named as Deputy Commissioner of Operations, and I did that for 3.5 years, and I loved it. I can't say that everyone within the organization embraced having me in that job. Much like my time on my first ship, there were men early on who told me they did not want me. They told me to my face I was not welcome. Some of them had wanted the job. All of them worked for me. And much like I did in my first ship, I just ignored them and got on with it. Because if you're going to do the job you're hired to do, then no one gets to tell you you don't belong. No one. From there, I spent 3 months at the Privy Council office and was named Commissioner of the Coast Guard. It was a huge honor. I was the first woman to hold that job in 2015, and today, we still need to acknowledge firsts, because there are still too many firsts. I was put in that job because a deputy minister sponsored me. He went around Ottawa and had conversations that said, it has to be her, she's the one we need. I'll always be grateful that someone sponsored me into that role, and that he and many others supported me and helped me grow and develop through strong guidance, support, and a little bit of lecturing. And so as you begin or restart your careers after your education, you will be encouraged to find mentors. Mentors are important in careers and in lives. They are the people who will help give you guidance and advice and help you navigate your job. But I want to encourage you to find sponsors. Those are the people who are going to talk about you when you're not in the room. They're the ones who, when they hear of opportunities, will say, have I got the person for you? Sponsorships matter. And it is said that women are mentored and men are sponsored. We need to change that. I've faced many challenges in my career, and the wave of sexual misconduct charges that surfaced while I was the Deputy Minister at National Defence will go down as the toughest, at the very least the most emotionally taxing. I was now a leader in an organization that had failed to do its utmost to protect its employees from a wide range of harmful behavior. During my career, I've witnessed misogyny, homophobia, hazing, exclusion, open contempt, and abuse of authority. We have an obligation to each other, to everyone around us. Inclusion isn't just having different people in the room, it's having different people at the table. It's lifting those voices that have been marginalized or silenced. And when we talk about inclusion, it's often said it requires leadership. Well, here's a little secret about leadership. You don't have to be at the top to lead. You can lead from anywhere, particularly when it comes to inclusion. One of the things I was working on at D&D was moving us from a culture of fitting in to one of belonging. And so what does that mean? It means that when you show up to your workplace, you aren't changing who you are to be there. You aren't hiding who you are and all that you are in order to fit in. Belonging means being who you are. This work at D&D was and is for all of you to take up as you start your careers or restart your careers. It is a shared responsibility. I applaud those who have had the courage to stand up to institutions, to speak up and to force change and force institutions to look inward and adapt. And so this brings me to my current role as NSIA. When the Prime Minister asks you to take on a job, you never expect it to be easy. It shouldn't be easy. However, I started in January of 2022. You don't go into a job expecting Russia to invade an allied country. You don't go into a job expecting your capital to be occupied for 3 weeks by a domestic threat. And you surely don't go in expecting to be dealing with Chinese balloons. Russia has brutally invaded Ukraine, forcing NATO to step up and defend our ally. China is growing bolder, more recently encroaching on the sovereign territory of North American countries. Foreign interference has the ability to destabilize our democratic processes and cause us to question our institutions. It causes us to question the credibility of loyal Canadians. Lies masquerading as truth are the defining feature of the online world. Those lies foment anger, the anger that you see everywhere online and that spills out into the real world. That is to say nothing of the threat climate change represents in the Arctic to our domestic security and food stability. Against this backdrop, there's an expectation throughout the world that democracy will stop threats from escalating. But democracies are fragile. It's too easy to slide to authoritarian or near-authoritarian state. So what does it mean? Well, as I march to the sunset of my career, I'm very aware that the next generation, and that means all of you, are ready to take the baton and run with it, and I am inspired by you. As you reflect on your accomplishments here and what the future holds, be bold and be steadfast. Exactly as Dr. Steenkamp and Chancellor Chan said. What I mean by that is don't take anything for granted. We must be strong on the gains we've made for inclusion, for belonging, even as we push progress forward, because history has shown us time and time again that it does not take much to slide backwards. Afghanistan and Iran stand as sobering examples of gains that can be wiped out with breathtaking speed. Big and small, the encroachment on equality, inclusion, and equity persist. Even in Canada, we have seen a woman fired for allowing her hair to become a beautiful and glorious gray. Democracy and free speech go hand in hand, and we are duty-bound to preserve both. However, free speech is often invoked to defend hate and abuse, especially against those who are fighting for change. A balance is needed. Free speech isn't a blank check to hurl abuse. Decency and shame used to stand as a shield against free speech run amok. But internet anonymity has largely eliminated this protection. For too many people, women and girls in particular, around the world, the future does not feel as bright for them as it does for you. So the road ahead continues to be tough, but there is no doubt. But there is a bright side, there is hope, and it's you. Opportunities are endless. We have rights, we have choices, we have voices. As we stand up for ourselves, we can stand up for others, right here in Canada and around the world whose voices are being silenced. And this is my call to action to you. We need to work towards world stability and fight for inclusion everywhere. You may find support from the veterans in this struggle. Many of us have been in the trenches for a very long time, and we know how difficult it can be, but we also know how to win. Earlier, I spoke of the opportunities I received thanks to a man who advocated for me, who became a sponsor. I now advise the Prime Minister of a G7 nation. I'm immensely proud of that. Each of you needs to be that sponsor, be the advocate for the people in your lives. Don't close doors behind you. Hold them wide open. Shine your light for others. Make their road to success feel safe and supported. Build opportunity for yourselves and for others. This is the hallmark of an evolved society. Keep close the lessons of history. Do not repeat mistakes. Push for truth. Question what you read. I could go on, but I've said enough. Our country is blessed with freedom of speech and opportunity, abundant resources, an educated population, and hope. Use the achievement of your graduation and all the skills you've gained to help us as a nation evolve. That you can is a blessing, that you should is an imperative. Lastly, so now I'll get emotional. I lost both of my parents in the last 2 years, my father in September. And so in their honor, and for him in particular, he was a naval officer who wanted to but couldn't attend Royal Roads Military College because he had siblings to support. I say once in a while, don't hesitate to ignore your chores. You never know what will happen.
Thank you so much, Dr. Thomas. Thank you for reminding us of the doors that are there for us to open, for the inspiration you showed us and how you've opened them in your life, the words, but as importantly, your life. Thank you so much. Join me in another round of applause for Dr. Jody Thomas. And now it's my pleasure to introduce to you our Director of Advancement and Alumni Relations, Rebecca Sharma, who will introduce our alumni orator.
Thank you, Roberta. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce you to this morning's alumni orator, Jill Van Gyn. Jill is a Victoria born and raised and a graduate of our Master of Arts in Human Security and Peacebuilding program. Jill is also the former founder and CEO of a company that is a household favorite of mine, Fatso Peanut Butter, a company she started in 2016 following her graduation. She went on to build Fatso to become a nationally recognized brand, and in 2020 led the company to be number 18 of 80 on the Maclean's list of Canada's fastest-growing startups. In 2021, Jill was recognized as one of the top talented female entrepreneurs in North America through the EY Female Entrepreneurs winning program and was BC Businesswoman of the Year. Jill has a strong passion for social and environmental justice issues and sits on several boards here in Victoria. She lives on a 10-acre farm with her family close by. Please join me in welcoming Jill.
Firstly, I can't believe you guys told me that I was going to be following Jody Thomas. It's truly an honor to share the stage with so many incredible people, and congratulations to all of the graduates today. So there's going to be a decided shift in tone here. So if I can leave you with one simple thing today, it is that failure is an option. The word failure is so loaded. It fills our heads with images of epic meltdowns, life-altering screw-ups, and the proverbial pie to the face. I've had to learn to reframe that. I spent much of my life as what society would deem as a failure. I spent 15 years in addiction and had to rebuild my life at the age of 30. The thing that surprised me the most about coming into recovery and finally setting a strong path and intention to achieving what I thought was success is that both success and failure will take shapes that you never could have imagined. So some of you will hinge a lot of what happens next after you walk out these doors on how you measure yourself as a success or failure. Now, some of you will go on from here to be leaders and experts in your fields in global leadership, intercultural communications, or professional communications. Hard truth, some of you will not. Some of you will pass through these doors into uncertain futures, into careers that you did not set out to establish. I was one of those people, and for a time, I considered myself to be a failure. Now, I had graduated at the top of my class, published my work, and I was certain that it was all going to fall into place, and it did not. One of the hardest lessons I had to learn is the vision we create for ourselves awfully takes vastly different shapes. Nothing is a given. We're owed nothing, and being deserving as a result of our hard work, ambition, or intellect is not a guarantee of result. It is in these moments of deep uncertainty that you will be asked to prove your mettle. It is in these moments of perceived failure that we have the option to embrace the failure, to revel in it, to learn from it, and to reformulate what failure means for us. The most successful, resilient, and grounded people that you will meet in your life are the ones that grappled with the pain of failure, stared failure in the face, and then let go of the expectations that inevitably led to that failure, because it is always the expectations that will define the failure. So I was at rock bottom again with a master's degree in my hand, and then I let it all go. I founded my company, Fatso Peanut Butter. In the years that followed, I not only built a multi-million-dollar company, but I actually made good on what I had set out to do. I had studied human security and peace building and had wanted desperately to not only contribute to that discipline, but to excel. But my vision of working for the UN never took shape. So in 2020, about 3 years after I established my business, when food banks were emptied and grocery stores were bare as a result of mass panic during lockdowns, I saw my opportunity to act, to deliver on the promise I had made to myself. So I decided to shift the entire company into an ad hoc food security organization. We picked up surplus food from around this city that people had hoarded in their panic and delivered it to underserved communities and organizations. We raised funds from our vast network and used our buying power with our distributors to put food back into the food banks. That year, we donated $250,000 worth of peanut butter, resources, and funding to organizations, communities, and individuals across North America. In my tenure with the company, we established low barrier grants for current and former sex workers. We published op-eds in our support for railway blockades that brought attention to the push for Indigenous sovereignty. We worked with trans refugees from Kenya and Uganda and created campaigns with racialized people in outdoor sports to demonstrate that representation matters. By leveraging the success I never intended in business and by reframing the failure I had pinned on myself, I have been able to contribute more to the security of my community and to individuals than I likely ever would have by pushing papers at the UN. I tell you all of this because it was born out of failure. We learn almost nothing from unmitigated success. It's enjoyable for sure, and it'll get us to the places we want to go faster. But failure strips us down and gives us the opportunity to reframe, rebuild, and reimagine what success can look like. There's a richness and a humanity in that I think fundamentally we need to experience to live our lives to the fullest. So if you leave here today and that vision that you have in your head doesn't take shape, what are you going to do? So you're not working at the UN or brokering important negotiations or running your own PR firm. Don't worry about it. Just hold tight. That vision will take shape, and it will be a surprising, beautiful, and fulfilling shape, so far from what you thought it would be, but so much closer to what you had intended. At this point in my life, I know that nothing is certain. Failure is inevitable, and that no matter how hard I try, I will almost always get a pie to the face. I have failed in so many spectacular and creative ways that you could pie me in the face right now, and I would thank you for the free dessert. I welcome failure, greet it with open arms, and absorb all of its painful lessons, and I go again. So if I can leave you with one simple thing today, failure is an option. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jill, for those powerful and inspiring remarks. May we all be able to have pie in the face and eat it too. We would now like to share a video compilation featuring today's graduates, noting that each of you are here because of your hard work and the support that you received to get you here today. Whether it was your family, your spouse, partner, friend, or faculty, you likely didn't get here alone. Thank you to your supportive champions, many of whom are here with you today, for cheering you on, listening, encouraging, and sacrificing so that you could learn and grow. We join with them to say congratulations, graduates. Graduates, please enjoy this special video celebrating you.
And now, with deep respect to all the wonderful presentations we've had so far, here come the moments we've all been waiting for. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Veronica Thompson, our Vice President, Academic and Provost, for the presentation of our graduates.
As Roberta said, now it is your turn. So I'm going to ask the graduates to please rise for presentation to the Chancellor. Chancellor, I present to you this graduating class of Royal Roads University, on whom you have conferred the degrees, certificates, and diplomas to which they are entitled.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors and on the recommendation of the Academic Council of the University, I have admitted each of you to the credential for which you are entitled. I have invested in you all the due rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. May you always be mindful of the motto of our university, living our learning. Congratulations.
Please be seated. Chancellor and members of the Board of Governors, we will now present the graduates from their respective programs. And we would also like to acknowledge those graduates who aren't here with us today, but who are joining us from afar. So I'd now like to ask Dr. Deborah Linehan to present the graduates that we are celebrating today.
I'm honored to present to you graduates from the Masters of Arts in Global Leadership. Come on up. Let's hear it for Global Leadership. Thank you. So you go to the center, see the Chancellor. Okay. It's Ave Maria Beltran. Royal Roads University Entrance Fund. Stephanie Rose Benoit. Emmeline Jane Courtney. Pascal Cyr. Cara Lee Dubniak Green. Anna Marie Forth.
Anna Boleyn Jimenez.
Annie Belen Jimenez. Thank you. Do you want to see the Chancellor? Patricia May Koyich. You can go ahead now. Jenna Fox Lang. Chung Mei Lo. Thank you. Go ahead. Leah Wamboy Nagajuma. Ben Rayner. Karen Jabiwa Roto. Go ahead. Hong Yu Ti. Marie Lynn Weaver. Railroads Founders Award, EVA Global Leadership Learner Award, and Railroads University Entrance Award for Lynn. Congratulations, Masters Global Leadership. Terrific. I'm honored to present to you graduates from the Master of Arts in Intercultural and International Communication. Cheers. Thank you. Okay, Mohammad Rijas Ambalaviti Kabir. Hello, congratulations. You can go ahead. Mahi Isring. Okay, go ahead. Haiman Chan. Daniela Chanosa Daniels. You can go ahead. Varsha Salome Diva Kumar. Jiajang Duan. Yeah, go ahead. Nwamaka Jacinta Ichiegyo Akwe. Kyla Lynn Fellingham. Sean Campbell Fisk. Yes, go ahead. Thank you. Okay, Chris and Jean Abigail de la Cruz Galang. Viva Gaunkar. Christy Noel Gruber. Shigwa. Chrislyn May Huerta. Oyechi Imala. Karen Eater Bide. Ria John. Karima Julieta Curry. Go ahead. Okay, Marie Helene Chantal Lapointe, Peninsula Co-op Award, Development and Social Change Award for Marie Helene. Tega Marie Lehe. Xingqian Liu. Eugen Angela Mackenzie. You can go ahead. Laura Natasha. Maureen Lengamdu Ochagla. Anua Grace Okchai. Georgia Shaniera Okeke. Magali Leon Piolo Maliat. Jennifer Rosada, Railroads Founders Award. May Ali Shahade. Sucheta Singh. Jamie Lynn Marie Sterling. Surbi Sharma. Akriti Tyagi. Asper Foundation Communications Award for Akriti. Uchechi Mary Claire Uka. Ellen Cahoon Global Advancement and Diversity Award for Uchechi. Meng Wang. Ashley Jane Wells. Bing Pai Wu. Okay, I'm honored to present to you the graduates of the Master of Arts in Professional Communication, MAPSI. Let's hear it for them. Thank you very much. Okay, Joan Fuwa Amanwi. Emma Berg. Benjamin Lee Bourne Founders Award, Railroads Founders Award. Ronald Scott Carpenter. Richard Chu, Shirk Canada Graduate Scholarship Masters. Wow, Shirk Berg. David James Conlon. Mary Linda Vallis Cowan. Leslie Ann Dixon. Marnie Jane Douglas. Cheryl Janelle Escott. Marianne Diane Garden. Jeffrey Cabello Hayden Kay. Luke Holland. Adam Michael Hunter. Chathanam Kufal. Marnie Ellen Bennett Lakshman. Neil Warren Leduc. Elaine Violet Irene Locke. Kelly Rose No Runner, Wayne Strunland Award for Indigenous and Métis Students. Jessica Lauren Perchi. Stacy Michelle Smith. Kelly Amber Stark. Sarah Louise Tessier. Ryan Douglas T. Verge. Mariella Petronella Townsey. Kathleen Jean Trivers. Alejandro Francisco Lampaccio. I am honored to present to you the graduates from the Masters of Arts in Global Management. Yes! That's our very own. Big cheers. Oh, Addie. Okay, Addie Talewa, Ola Jamoka Akin Wadwe. Nazi Ali. Valeria Bidio de los Santos. Yeah, you can. Arendra Chavez Bugoa. Congratulations. Whoa. Sorry. Rohan Oshak Diorokar. Mahua Day. Adebimpe Adebosola Elliott. Angelo Jesus Felipa Trucio. Atife Farugi. Pranoy Gangalu. You can go ahead. Tasnuva Mesha Habib. Aju Joy. Good, you can go ahead. Suvan Abraham Charian. Sayan Hamad Marali Mortazai. Ishan Grover. Sarab Singh. Chimdenu Rosemary Ogbana. Kanya Velmurugan. Isa Alnai Itabi. Marcela Montserrat Hernandez. Nina Elizabeth Isaac. Sultana Ishra. Prerna Jain. Nima Pradeep Kumar Joshi. Venkata Balasubramanian Kamampati. Surrender Nath Khanna. Gari Kitarpal Verma. Okay, you can go. Priyanka Kotnala. Okay. Nakil Malik. Arne Mahajan. Yay. Carol Pais. Okay, you can go next. Yeah. Ritesh Sachdeva. Jessica Parker. go ahead. Bahari Rajabi. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Yeah. Siddharth Ratti. Mronali Sanjay Raut. Raji Rawa. Go ahead. Edmundo Reyes. Pega Salazade. Jigar Dinesha. Okay, go ahead. Christian Alexander Smith. Sakshi Shrivastana. Fareya Tazin. Okay. Neslihan Yala. Rafin Nierio Sedeno. Oh no, is that the end? Oh, here we are. Okay. Yay, MGMs, good for you. Okay, I am honored to present to you the graduates for the Masters of Science in Environmental Practice.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you go ahead. Dennis Click. That's it. Okay. And I'm honored to present to you the graduates of the Bachelor of Arts in Professional Communication, BAPSI. Kristen Nicole Boaz. Ashley Victoria Davidoff. Go ahead. Huan Yu Do. Oh, I guess that's all for now. All the celebrations.
Dr. Steenkamp, would you please come up and say some final words as we close our ceremony today?
Wow, that was just fantastic. Congratulations, graduates, once again. And please allow me to be among the first to welcome you into the family of alumni. And I wondered if all of the family and friends here could join us in a round of applause for our amazing graduates. And graduates, I know you didn't do this alone, so I wondered if you would join me in a round of applause for your amazing friends and family. Thank you so much, friends and family, those of you in the room with us here today and those of you joining us from around the globe. Graduates, you are now part of a network of Royal Roads graduates, faculty, and colleagues that spans the globe. And as we go out into the world tonight, perhaps after you've taken those photos and gone to dinner, I do have one more assignment for you. I want to ask you to take the courage and inspiration you have found here and share it with others. Be the hope, be the inspiration, be yourselves. And to all of you here today, on behalf of Royal Roads University, thank you so much for coming to celebrate this moment with us. Thank you for all you've done to support these graduates and help bring them to this moment. I know you share my pride in their accomplishments, and I know you will join me and the entire Royal Roads University community in wishing them every success. So thank you, everybody, for coming out. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for allowing us to share in the joy of this momentous occasion for you and for all of us. This concludes the ceremony. Please remain at your seats until the academic platform party has exited the auditorium. Graduates, I think you know this, but please come on across to the Sherman Gen building directly across from the auditorium here so we can get a picture of you all tossing your hats in the air and some other fun things too. And family and friends, you too are welcome over there as we celebrate our newest Royal Roads graduates and alumni. Thank you.